Why is the acquisition of small businesses booming? Folks, we have seen a renaissance in small business. We're seeing more and more people talk about buying and creating portfolios. We've got the one and only Cody Sanchez leading the charge. We got Alex Hermosi right by her side. This is a game-changing time. You also have baby boomers retiring at ever-increasing rates, which provides the opportunity to buy existing businesses. Is it the right time to buy a small business? Is it the right time to start a franchise? Is it the right time to get an appetizer and get vending machines? We're going to talk to the one and only Bo Eckstein. Bo, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing fantastic. My wife is in Mexico for 2 weeks with my son. So I am a bachelor and I get to
Rocking
go
and
out
rolling.
and I get to go to eat sushi whenever I want. And I am going to Tokyo Boys and Momo
Yes.
Sushi, and I'm loving it because I used to, when I lived in California, I went to my office. I walk out the back door of my office into a sushi restaurant. So I spent 1 year. I calculated. I spent like $15,000 that year just at that
Sushi. That's
15,000.
crazy. That's crazy. Well, let's talk about small business. I really do think we're in a boom, a renaissance. I think we're also on the cusp or we're near a recession or stagflation. I think there's a lot of things that are going to have people thinking about a plan B, maybe having more control over their future. We obviously got a lot of people being threatened by AI. Again, I think you're going to see a lot of people go the small business route, whether that be buying an existing or buying a franchise, or maybe if you're a tech worker, it's just buying vending machines. But what's going on? What's this renaissance all about?
Sure. So small business acquisition is up 5%, with around 7.5 billion in deal volume. Biz buy sell data shows acquisitions are rising despite economic uncertainty. Who's buying? Who's selling? I think it's the boomers are selling. They're getting good prices because there's more demand, right? Just like in real estate, when more buyers are there. So it's a win-win for everybody right now. And I think that there's a lot of people that are being displaced right now. So I had a call with a gentleman yesterday, like 53-year-old gentleman, 57, somewhere in between that. And he's like, I can't get a job in tech. He was in San Jose. And he's like, maybe I should buy a franchise and maybe I will never have to like rely on that. And
I think that's going to come to a lot of my friends. Cause again, right. I'm over 50. I was probably right in this age group with this caller. And I think there's a lot of folks, sales guys, engineers, whatnot, that might get that notice. And then, ageism, whatever you want to call it, comes into play. And having a plan B, like buying a franchise or another business is, I think it's going to be a way a lot of people go. I really do.
Exactly. And so the other emerging news, search funds are surging in the US. The search fund, there's people are doing if they call it entrepreneurship through acquisition. So you get these highly educated MIT grads and all these Ivy League schools, and they come out of university now and they join these kind of search groups, and then they have a search funder that actually provides the equity for them, and they're making these 10, 15 $1 million acquisitions right out of university. And then there's like the private equity comes into those deals and puts the equity down. So you're seeing a lot of people spending a year or two just building the buy box and buying these businesses. I see it all the time. I don't really play that much in the search fund space, but it's like booming, right? Because you got all these people that are super smart. They spend their time analyzing like how to invest and find the right business, and then they get backed by these search funds. So that's a huge trend. Main Street is being bought up by white collar professionals. The new trend, high income earners leaving tech, law, and medicine to buy HVAC, pest control, and cleaning businesses. Private equity is snatching up home service businesses. Why industries like plumbing, electrical, and HVAC are being rollups. Very popular. The PE playbook, buy 3 to 5 locations and centralized ops and increase valuation, exit at a premium, right? That's right. The problem with anything, if you don't take action, the big boys come in and take action, and they're going to beat you. But if you're disciplined and you build your buy box and you stay disciplined in that, you can win. But anytime there's money on the table, look at single family homes. What happened? BlackRocks of the world come in.
Mm.
Like, and things get super competitive. So I kind of like to be an early adopter, because like before, boring businesses weren't, like, nobody was talking about it. Now, people like Cody and Alex, they made boring businesses sexy and business
Oh, no
acquisition. Now,
question. No question.
yeah.
Yes.
So franchise resales are heating up. So we actually have our own off-market resales, franchise resales. We have a division
Really?
that through the association I work with. So we get inventory that's off-market. What I tell people, this is the way I tell people: look at franchise startup, look at mom and pop, look at franchise resale. We don't know what's going to be aligned. What happens most of the time, and why I do a lot more startups, is because, one, you're not paying a multiple of earnings. You're paying the cost to get the business up and running. So lower overhead, typically, and we can find a business in their geographic location. Like, if you're looking for a certain house, right? Like, if you don't want to have to go 3 hours to get that house if you can find it in your local market. So that's why I like the startup business. But we can help you on any of these. Obviously, the funding and finding any type of franchise, whether it's a startup or a resale. But resales, it's slim pickings, right? There's not like a bunch of in your market, like 20 of them, right? We might find one or two or three that would be a viable business. And then there's some distress. Some people get into these franchises and they're terrible operators. They bought the wrong business for them, and they go, you know what, this is too much work. So we can buy some of those distressed sales pretty inexpensively once in a while.
Mm. Yeah, I think there's a lot of, again, I think where we're heading into is 2025 is going to be roughly looked at as a rough year. I think it's going to provide a lot of opportunity for folks to create plan Bs or plan a different path, whether that be acquisition, franchises, or, again, I go back to vending. I know a lot of people in tech are looking at adding vending as that kind of appetizer to running a business. So, how many One Rental at a Time fans say over the last 90 days have reached out to you just to ask questions about vending? I'm just curious. Is it a handful? Is it a dozen? What are we thinking?
It's at least 15. I would 15 to 20.
Yeah, that
15 to
makes
20.
that makes sense to me. That's good. And then, when you think about the One Rental at a Time community, again, a very real estate oriented, I'm guessing there's lots of people talking about painting and, AC and things of that nature. Is that true, or am I just off?
No, that is true. I'm having a lot of conversations. I think a younger gentleman, Sean, I'm pretty sure he's an ORAT guy. I did a business model review with him last week, and he's looking at a payroll company. He's looking at a pet waste management company where they pick up poop, but it's a simple business model. He wants to keep the W-2. He has 3 children. His wife is stay at home. But he's a real go-getter. And so I like the payroll business too, because it's there's a franchise we work with. They do payroll processing, no brick and mortar location needed. You can do business throughout the nation. The number 2 most outsourced things for small business owners is payroll. It's recurring revenue.
Yeah.
And ADP has a 60% customer satisfaction rate. This business has a 90% customer satisfaction rate. So it's just me. Like, if I'm actually thinking about doing it because I can bolt it on with some CPAs I work with. It's like a 77,000 to 112,000 investment. We can get it approved for 90% financing. So I write a check for 12 grand.
Hey, yeah, nothing.
And then I'm a belly to belly person. I can go build accounts from CPA referrals. And then let's just say I get in with a massage franchise that has 300 locations, and they need I become their preferred payroll company, right? I get those 300 locations.
Yeah.
Average customers worth X. Once you get up to 60 clients, you get to hire another payroll processor, and they can work remote. So that's a lifestyle business. That's not for everybody. If you're super introverted, probably not a good business. But it's not a very salesy business. You have to be like somebody who's a go-getter, go to chamber, go network with CPAs, and build those pipelines. But I like that business model. Actually, that was Sean's favorite business model.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things out there. I think a lot of folks, I guess I'll say it this way. I think more One Rental at a Time fans need to be inquisitive. I think they need to ask questions. I know you have a survey that people can take to kind of figure out what might be a good business for them. But I think more and more folks just need to have a a 15-minute conversation with you just in case, just to understand what's out there. If somebody wanted to reach out and have said call, what do they do?
OneRentalMeeting.com. OneRentalMeeting.com.
Very cool, folks. Go to onerentalmeeting.com. Let Bo know you came from One Rental at a Time, and he will take care of you. Thanks, family.